Good day, mate. This is your 10.1 notes. So, have you ever seen a question like this on an SAT? Maybe a PSAT? Maybe on a math test? And you thought, how am I supposed to solve this? Well, it's quite simple. I used to think the same thing as you. I was much like you once. Young, didn't know how to solve these kind of problems. You know. And it's simple. It's a system of equations. You got two things happening. We've got one line talking about how much it costs to go to this swag amusement park. And then we've got another one talking about how many tickets were sold. So we're going to do a line that talks about money and one that talks about how many tickets were sold. So like your total. So my line that talks about money, it's $1.50 for children. So I'm going to use a C for children. It's $4 for adults. And in total, money-wise, this is how much money was made. Now the second line is going to be based on how many tickets were sold. And that's our number there. So we're going to say children plus adults equals 2,200. And then we're going to solve it using one of three methods for systems of equations. Okay? So that we're going to talk about those methods now. But anytime you have a word problem like this, where it's talking about two separate things, you're going to combine them into one. But this is the setup. All right, so there are three, count them, 1, 2, 3 scenarios. And I'm going to show you the methods on how to solve these, but let's just say you get an answer like x equals 2. Well, you're going to find y by plugging it back in. And that means you're going to get a coordinate point. Well, that coordinate point is going to represent where those two lines are meeting, and that is your answer. So, if I have an equation that represents how much it costs to make something, and another equation that represents something about my sales, and I want to know like how many I should sell to make the most money, that's where the two lines meet. It's called your equilibrium. Now, what if I get something that says 0 equals 29? That doesn't make any sense. Does it? No, I don't think so. That is going to be when the two lines aren't even touching. They are what's called parallel. They have the same slope. They're the same, almost the same line, just at different starting places. So if you get something that doesn't make sense, 5 equals 3, 0 equals 29, that means there is no solution. Okay? And sometimes you write that in math like this. Now, what if you get 0 equals 0? Well, that means you do have the exact same line. You've got one line right on top of another one. The exact same line. That means there are infinitely many solutions. So x and y could be anything. So you've got three methods. Count them again. 1, 2, 3. For solving. One is graphing. Okay, if you can get y by itself and you can type it in your calculator and you can graph it and you can see where they're touching, or you can see that they're parallel, or you can see that it's the exact same line, then you can solve it that way. But we are much too sophisticated for that. We don't use graphing calculators. Why is that, Mrs. Weisenborn? Because you can do it another way, and it's good for you. So, I'm going to show you two methods. Substitution. Substitution is nice when I either have one of my variables by itself, or I can easily get it by itself. Okay, so let's say you have something like this, and I already have y by itself. I can take this and plug it in for that and combine like terms and solve for x using algebra. Elimination is nice when all of your pieces are nice and lined up. And if you see or can easily make two of your pieces be inverses. Right off the bat right here, these are inverses. When I add these two lines, these are going to cancel out. So elimination is nice for that. Now you can use either of these methods. It does not matter which one. But sometimes it is easier to use one than another. So let's look at some examples. All right, looking at this problem, I could easily do substitution or elimination. It really doesn't matter which one. If I wanted to do substitution, I would just solve for y, get y by itself. Take this, plug it in here. And distribute. Solve for x. Once you have x, you just plug it back in. You can plug it back into this one or any of these. It really doesn't matter. So I'll plug that in. Y equals. And so there's my answer for -1. If you take this, plug this in for your x and plug this in for your y, here and here, they should be true statements. So let me show you what I mean by that, checking my answer. Or if it's a multiple choice question, maybe on the SAT, and you're not sure how to do this, you can plug it in. So I'm going to do 2 times 4 is 8, minus 1. Does that equal 7? Yes. I'm going to plug in 4, plug in -1. Does that equal 2? Yes. If this satisfies both of these, when you plug in x and y, then you are good. So that's substitution. This one, I really don't want to have to get x or y by itself. It's going to be a little bit too much work for me. And mathematicians can be lazy. So what we're going to do is I'm going to multiply this whole thing by a -2. I'm going to write that as -8x plus 6y equals -22. I'm going to bring down my second line. Once you have done that and you have some inverses, all you have to do is add your two lines together. This is going to cancel out. This gives me 10y, and this gives me -10, which means y is -1. Once you have x or y, you take it and you plug it back in again. Into which one you say? It doesn't matter. So I'm going to do 8x minus 4 equals 12. Add that over. So x will be 2. So here's my answer. Okay? This is actually easier. Doing elimination or substitution can be a lot easier than plugging it in your calculator. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I really mean it. Because think about this. I would have to get y by itself for both of these and then take the time to plug it in. This did not take me as much time as plugging in the calculator would. All right, why don't you try this one on your own if you're feeling comfortable. If not, if you want to watch me, that's fine. Okay, just play it when you're ready. All right, so what's the best method? I'm thinking elimination again. Okay, I like that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this row by a 3 and this row by a 2. That way I can get the 6 and -6 to cancel out. So I'm going to rewrite these equations. Something interesting is happening. When I add these, you get 0, 0 equals 36. Now that's a bunch of hoopla. That means no solution, okay? This does not make sense, so no solution. All right, let's try another one. Again, if you want to pause it or try it on your own, whatever, do your thing. Okay? All right, wow, this would be a really good one to do substitution or elimination. Okay, either way, it really doesn't matter. I could easily multiply this by -2, or I can solve for y. I'm going to do another substitution one because I only did one so far. Just, try to be fair to all the math problems. Show them that I love them equally. I'm going to solve for y and get 7 minus x. I'm going to take that, plug it in here. And distribute. Add over the 21, 20, so x is 4. Plug it back in. 4 plus y equals 7. So y has to be 3. So 4, 3 is my answer. If you want to try to do elimination as well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which method you use, you're going to get the same answer. Okay? If you have a graphing calculator and you want to check it on there, that's totally fine. But just be aware that you have to do these without a graphing calculator. Okay, this is definitely a good candidate for elimination. I'm going to multiply this by a 3. Keep the second line the same. And then when I add, that's going to zero out. Ooh, that zeroes out again. Oh man, so I'm going to get 0 equals 6. What does that mean? That's another no solution. No answer. Can't do it. They're not going to touch. Ooh, little word problem action. All right. Who doesn't love these? I know. Just do it. Okay. Try to set this up on your own first and then play it when you're ready, and then I will show you the setup. That's really the hardest part. Okay. Back to you. So what we're going to do is we're talking about berries. Ooh. Okay, so there's 2 different types of boxes of strawberries. One is a deluxe and one is a standard. I really hate using S in my equations because it looks so much like a 5. But, so what can I use instead of S? I'll just use X, okay? But if you want to use S, you do your thing. So I've got $7 for a box of standard, and I've got $10 for a box of deluxe. I use D for that, obviously. And I'm sold, or I made this much. Oh, where's the number down there? Not okay. And then I know that I sold this many of the 2 different boxes. Okay, and you've got your systems of equation. Now, what would be the best way to solve this? You can go either way, substitution or elimination. I think I'm going to do substitution just to avoid working with an even bigger number over here, but we also have calculators, so let's just do that. So I'm going to multiply this by -7. So that's going to give me negative 7x minus 7d equals 135 times negative 7 is negative 545. So I'm going to add this line to this line. That's going to zero out 3d. Combine these numbers, I get 165. Divide that by 3, and I get 55. So 55 deluxe, and then I can plug that in. So you do 135 minus 55, that's going to give you 80 standard. Okay, so 80 standard boxes of strawberries and 55 deluxe. Okay, what I'd like you to try is to make up a word problem that involves a systems of equations and then solve it. So any kind of word problem, make it something that maybe you actually care about. If you like video games, make it about video games. If you like me and you love food, you can make it about food. You can make it about shopping, whatever. If you need to look at examples first, that's fine. Make up a word problem that's relevant to you and maybe actually important and solve it. Then I want you to make up a problem that would be good for substitution and solve it, and make up a problem that would be best for elimination and then solve it. And that's all you have to do. That's your homework, okay? So that's a good exercise to do. Of course, if you need more practice, go to 10.1 and do some practice, or search systems of equations practice. There's so many things out there, okay? All right, until next time, good day.